Now we're going to get into how to start responding to your first proposal. So in the last section, we talked about what to do to get ready for your first proposal. And now we're going to start talking about once the RFP is released, what you really need to do in order to be able to complete a response. So I've gone ahead and I've set up a couple of examples here. And what I've got is on the right-hand side, I've got an RFP from a county, Clay County. And then on the left-hand side, I've got a detailed proposal plan, just outlining everything that we need to do in order to complete this response. So if you look at on the right-hand side, you'll see that there is a really long original RFP here. This is about 160 pages, and it is quite lengthy. Not all RFPs are like this, but from some municipalities and especially county, state, and that kind of thing, they can be. And this is for a radio system, so it's a very technical proposal. There's a lot of legal and a lot of other requirements. So the first step is to dive into the RFP and to read it a couple of times. And in this case, it's 160 pages. I read through it many, many, many times. And as you do it, you start to look for, you start to know what to look for. And especially if you're working with a project team, then there are going to be certain things that they're looking for. And then if you're the proposal writer, there are certain things like that you're looking for. So one of the things I always like to make sure that I'm clear on is when the proposals actually due. And, always give yourself a little bit of time before, give yourself a little bit of time for a final review and that kind of thing. So I usually, in my proposal plan, on the left-hand side, I'll make sure that I put those dates in and that kind of thing. Here you can see there's a lot of time built in for review and, making sure that I have responses from the project team. So every proposal is going to have basic components like a cover letter, table of contents, executive summary, and that kind of thing. In this Excel spreadsheet, basically what I did is I just added ones and zeros. 0 is if it hasn't been turned in yet, 1 if it is. There's all kinds of other ways that you can probably get very technical with your Excel spreadsheet. I just use ones and zeros so that way I can take the total number of items and divide it by, the responses that I have, and then I have a percentage complete. And it's much easier to go to a senior manager and just be like, hey, this proposal, we've been working on it. We've only got, 64% done as far as all the items in, and I've still got to do formatting and, package it all together and make it look good. So in this case, I scrubbed through this entire RFP and I looked for every kind of possible requirement that it has. And I listed all of these on the left-hand side in, this becomes my to-do list. And you can see it's quite extensive. There are a lot of, I kind of picked kind of a complex one, but there are a lot of items here. But the bottom line is this tool, the proposal plan, and just making sure that you have a list of every single thing that you need is really going to help you review the RFP and make sure you don't leave any items out. So the main part in this first step in responding to an RFP is making sure that you have a checklist of everything that you're going to need. And it's much easier to manage the entire process when you have that list. You can see it in black and white. You can also see a percentage. If I scroll down here, you can see the percentage of items complete. In this one, it's not done yet. Total items complete 73, and percentage complete is 36%. So as you can see, before you can even start to package it up and make it look even better. And it's so far the responses that we've gotten from project managers and other team members, we're only at 36%. So the main purpose of this first activity is just to make sure you're organized and you know what you really need in order to ask other people how to help you. And so I would definitely recommend coming up with a proposal plan. Once the RFP is released, you've had a chance to review it a couple of times, make sure you set up this document so that you can really stay on track and finish your RFP on time.